Imagine a country so beautiful that a filmmaker looked at it and said, "This is Middle-earth." A place where glaciers carve through ancient rainforests, where fjords plunge hundreds of meters into water so still it perfectly mirrors the mountains above, and where volcanic landscapes steam and hiss beside lakes of impossible blue. A place where you can bungee jump off a bridge in the morning, hike through a volcanic crater by afternoon, and fall asleep under the clearest, most star-filled sky you've ever seen. This is New Zealand, a country that feels like it was designed to take your breath away. These are the top 10 places you need to visit. Coming in at number 10, we begin at the top of the North Island with the Bay of Islands, a subtropical paradise of 144 islands scattered across a sparkling turquoise bay. The Bay of Islands is where New Zealand's modern history began. The Treaty of Waitangi, the founding document of the nation, was signed here in 1840. But beyond its historical significance, this region is simply stunning. The water is warm and crystal clear, dolphins swim alongside boats in the open channels between the islands, and the coastline is dotted with secluded beaches that you can often have entirely to yourself. The famous Hole in the Rock, a natural archway carved through a massive island by centuries of ocean waves, is one of the most iconic sights in the country. The charming towns of Paihia and Russell serve as gateways to the bay, offering waterfront dining, kayaking, sailing, and deep-sea fishing. The Bay of Islands is New Zealand at its most relaxed and inviting. A place where the Pacific Ocean meets lush green hillsides in a scene that feels like the opening chapter of an unforgettable journey. At number 9, we head to the capital city of Wellington, a compact, creative, and wind-swept city perched at the southern tip of the North Island. Wellington is the cultural heart of New Zealand and one of the most underrated capital cities in the world. The city is built on steep hills surrounding a beautiful natural harbour, and its streets are filled with independent coffee roasters, craft breweries, street art, live music venues, and some of the best restaurants in the country. The Te Papa Tongariro Museum, New Zealand's national museum, is a world-class institution that brings the country's natural history, Maori heritage, and contemporary culture to life through immersive, interactive exhibits. Wellington's cable car, which climbs from the city centre to the Botanic Gardens, offers sweeping views across the harbour and the surrounding mountains. The city also serves as the gateway to the South Island. The Inter-Islander ferry from Wellington to Picton crosses the Cook Strait through the Marlborough Sounds, one of the most scenic ferry journeys in the world. Wellington is small enough to walk, vibrant enough to keep you entertained for days, and charming enough to make you consider never leaving. Number 8 takes us to one of New Zealand's most magical and unexpected attractions, the Hobbiton Movie Set in Matamata. When Peter Jackson was scouting locations for The Lord of the Rings, he flew over the rolling green farmland of the Waikato region and saw a landscape so perfect that he knew instantly. This was it. Today, the fully restored Hobbiton set is one of New Zealand's most visited attractions, and stepping into it feels like walking directly into Middle-earth. The 44 hobbit holes are built into the hillside, complete with round doors, tiny gardens, and handcrafted details that bring the fictional world to life with astonishing realism. The Green Dragon Inn serves real drinks in a fully decorated interior that makes you feel as though Frodo and Sam could walk in at any moment. The surrounding farmland with its rolling green hills, ancient oak tree, and grazing sheep is so perfectly picturesque that it almost doesn't look real. Whether you're a die-hard Tolkien fan or simply someone who appreciates extraordinary craftsmanship and beautiful landscapes, Hobbiton is pure magic. At number 7, we arrive at one of the most dramatic volcanic landscapes on Earth, the Tongariro Alpine Crossing. Located in Tongariro National Park, a dual UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for both its natural beauty and its cultural significance to the Maori people, this 19.4-kilometer day hike is consistently ranked as one of the greatest single-day walks in the world. The highlight is the Emerald Lakes, 3 small volcanic craters filled with intensely colored mineral water that glows green and blue against the dark volcanic rock. The Tongariro crossing is challenging but achievable for anyone with reasonable fitness, and the reward is a landscape that looks like it belongs on another planet. Halfway through our list at number 6, we enter one of the most geothermally active places on Earth, Rotorua. This North Island city sits on top of a volcanic hotspot, and the evidence is everywhere. Steam rises from cracks in the pavement, mud pools bubble and pop in public parks, and the distinctive smell of sulfur hangs in the air as a constant reminder that you're standing on a very active piece of Earth. The Waiotapu Thermal Wonderland is one of the most visually stunning geothermal areas in the world, featuring the Champagne Pool, a 65-meter-wide hot spring that glows an almost unbelievable shade of orange and green due to mineral deposits. The Lady Knox geyser erupts daily, shooting a column of water up to 20 meters into the air. Rotorua is where New Zealand's raw natural power meets its oldest and deepest cultural traditions. Number 5 brings us to one of the most beautiful lakeside towns in the world, Wanaka. Sitting on the shores of Lake Wanaka in the South Island, this small town is surrounded by mountains on every side and offers a more peaceful, less crowded alternative to its famous neighbor Queenstown, just an hour's drive away. The lake itself is extraordinary. Deep blue water stretching to the horizon with snow-capped peaks reflected on its surface. The famous lone tree of Wanaka, growing from the shallow water at the lake's edge, is one of the most photographed trees in the world and has become an unofficial symbol of New Zealand's natural beauty. Wanaka is a gateway to Mount Aspiring National Park, a vast wilderness of glaciers, alpine meadows, and pristine rivers that offers some of the best hiking in the country. The Roy's Peak Track, a steep but rewarding climb, delivers one of the most spectacular panoramic views in New Zealand, a sweeping vista of the lake, the mountains and the valleys below that justifies every step. Wanaka is the kind of place that makes you fall in love with New Zealand all over again. At number 4, we experience one of the most awe-inspiring natural encounters in the country, the Franz Josef Glacier. On the wild, rain-soaked west coast of the South Island, the Franz Josef Glacier descends from the southern Alps through ancient temperate rainforest nearly to sea level, one of the steepest and fastest-moving glaciers in the world. The contrast is extraordinary, towering blue ice surrounded by lush green bush, with the sound of cascading meltwater filling the valley. You can view the glacier from a short valley walk, but the most unforgettable experience is a helicopter flight that lands directly on the glacier's surface. Number 3 takes us to the foot of New Zealand's mightiest mountain, Aoraki Mount Cook. Rising 3,724 meters into the sky, Aoraki is the tallest mountain in New Zealand and the centerpiece of Aoraki Mount Cook National Park, a landscape of glaciers, turquoise lakes and alpine valleys that ranks among the most dramatic scenery in the southern hemisphere. The Hooker Valley Track, one of the most popular day hikes in New Zealand, takes you across 3 swing bridges, past glacial streams and wildflower meadows to the shores of Hooker Glacier Lake, where icebergs float in milky turquoise water at the base of the mountain. Lake Pukaki, just south of the park, is fed by glacial meltwater that gives it an almost electric shade of turquoise, a color so vivid it looks digitally enhanced but is completely natural. Aoraki Mount Cook is New Zealand at its most majestic. At number 2, we arrive in the adventure capital of the world, Queenstown. Nestled on the shores of Lake Wakatipu and surrounded by the jagged peaks of the Remarkables mountain range, Queenstown is one of the most spectacularly located towns on Earth. The town invented commercial bungee jumping, the Kawarau Bridge bungee. But bungee jumping is just the beginning. Queenstown offers skydiving over the mountains, jet boating through narrow river canyons at terrifying speeds, paragliding above the lake, whitewater rafting, canyon swinging, and world-class skiing in winter. Yet for all its adrenaline, Queenstown is also a place of extraordinary beauty and sophistication. The lakefront, framed by mountains that turn gold at sunset, is one of the most photographed views in New Zealand. The Skyline gondola takes you to a viewpoint above the town that offers panoramic vistas across the lake and mountains that leave you speechless. The restaurant and wine scene, fueled by the nearby Central Otago wine region and its world-famous Pinot Noir, is among the best in the country. Queenstown delivers both the thrill and the beauty, and it does it better than anywhere else. And the number 1 place to visit in New Zealand, and one of the most breathtaking natural wonders on the planet, is Milford Sound. Deep within Fiordland National Park, in the remote southwest corner of the South Island, Milford Sound is a fjord of almost incomprehensible beauty. Sheer granite walls rise over Wellington 200 meters straight out of the dark water. Permanent waterfalls, Sterling Falls and Bowen Falls, cascade hundreds of meters down the cliff faces into the fjord below. Ancient rainforest clings to every surface, and the stillness of the water creates mirror-like reflections that double the scale of everything around you. Dolphins, fur seals, and rare fjordland crested penguins make their home in these waters. Rudyard Kipling once called it the eighth wonder of the world, and when you see it, that description feels like an understatement. The journey to Milford Sound is almost as spectacular as the destination itself. The drive from Teanau passes through ancient beech forests, alongside mirror-still lakes, and through the hand-carved Homer Tunnel, before emerging into the fjord valley. A cruise through Milford Sound, gliding beneath the waterfalls and past the towering cliffs, is the single most unforgettable experience in New Zealand. New Zealand is a country that redefines what you thought nature was capable of. From the subtropical Bay of Islands to the volcanic wonderland of Rotorua, from the glaciers of the west coast to the fjords of Milford Sound, every corner of this extraordinary country offers something that will leave you speechless. If you enjoyed this travel guide, make sure to drop a comment below and tell us, which of these 10 places would you visit first? Until next time, happy travels.